Good evening again, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I had the opportunity to meet many of you down at the lacrosse game. I am Lynn Tubman, the current Director of Athletics here at Chestnut Hill College, and this is I am welcoming you to our 2018 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I was hoping some of our current student athletes would have been able to make it up. We invited our senior lacrosse players and our head coach up from the game, but they haven't quite arrived yet. So hopefully you'll get a chance to meet some of our current student athletes. They played a hard-fought battle, lost to Georgian Court today, 13-14. But they should be proud. They played hard. Georgian Court is the top-ranked team in our conference, so we hope to see them again in the playoffs. The game of lacrosse has advanced considerably over the past 30-plus years, but I think there are some changes that we've witnessed just here at Chestnut Hill College that are worth mentioning. Our current student athletes are recruited student athletes. Now, I know some of our alumni would say we were recruited too. She pulled us out of the residence halls, the dining halls, and phys ed classes. So, all recruited student athletes. In addition, our current student athletes don the scarlet, gold, and white uniforms, not quite as nice as the fashionable brown and gold that our former, was it mustard? Okay. And the last thing I noticed when I was looking through the memorabilia, and this is just speculation, but I think our athletes' taste in beer has improved from the days of Schlitz. There were a lot of Schlitz cans in some of those pictures, so I think that has advanced as well. While the game has changed considerably, there is something special in sharing our history and memories with our current community. Tonight's celebration will unite all of us in attendance as we hear what being a Griffin meant to our former women's lacrosse teams. Now, to begin our ceremony, I invite Sister Joni Cassidy, member of the 1984 championship team and team captain, to give the invocation.
I feel like when I'm in these hallowed halls and when we came walking up from the field, I had this ringing and echoing of Janice's voice. Chickadees, keep moving, faster, faster. That's exactly right. And one time she was yelling that, and we were all running, and she's like, I'm expecting in 2 months, and I'm running faster than you are. But at the same time, her big spirit and her lively personality and humor, her heart was always open to us and her door. And so when any one of us was struggling with anything in our families, friends, at school, she was right there. And so in that spirit of gratitude, we offer this prayer. Oh God, we gather this evening grateful for the community of Chestnut Hill College, a time for reconnecting and remembering all that has been. We thank you for Janice, who through her zeal, enthusiasm, and joy inspired all of us, the dedicated players we honor tonight, as we inducted into the Hall of Fame. We are grateful for the memories that flow in and out of our personal connections here. Bless and enrich us this night, and nourish us with your gifts that go far beyond these hallowed halls to our lives far and wide. And we pray all of this in your name. Amen.
Please join me in welcoming to Chestnut Hill College President Sister Carol, not welcoming to Chestnut Hill, welcoming Chestnut, you're welcome, welcoming College President Sister Carol Jean Vale. Sister Carol became president during the PAIAW dynasty. Sister Carol has been instrumental in the transformation of athletics over the past 25 years and truly values the role of athletics in student development, as well as its role in building a vibrant campus community. It is my honor and privilege to introduce Sister Carol.
Well, thank you. And I'm glad the tasting beer has improved Dilly Dilly. I'm pleased to be part of this Hall of Fame induction. We're doing something a bit different this evening by honoring teams rather than individuals as we have in the past. But if any group of teams deserve to be honored, it is our women's lacrosse teams that excelled beyond all expectations under the expert coaching of Janet Kuklik. Since you were here as students or coaches, much has changed at the college. Men, for example, are the biggest change to our athletic program. Some of you participated in sports when women's athletes were something of a rare breed. I've always thought that the original gym, tucked away in a secluded corner of the basement of Fournier Hall, with no space whatsoever for spectators, as an apt symbol for the interest the wider public used to have in women's athletic competitions. How times have changed, both for women in sports and for the athletic program at the college. For decades, the college had one part-time administrator who ran the entire college sports program. One of those women is with us this evening, Wonder Woman, Janice Kuklik, who is a legend at the college. I have heard our students say when they're trying to do something particularly difficult or onerous, like run the steps in the rotunda, which Janice loved to do with our students, say to one another, "Get in touch with your inner Janice." And that's a really good thing to do. We all should have an inner Janice. What a giant step forward for us when we hired our first full-time athletic director. Today, the athletic staff numbers 16 full-time employees. 8 of these are head coaches with other administrative responsibilities. The 16 full-time employees include an athletic director, assistant ADs, trainers, a strength and conditioning coach, a director of the fitness center, a communications manager, an academic advisor, and as mentioned, full-time coaches. We have 6 part-time coaches and 45 assistant coaches. That's great. Together they manage our 18 varsity sports for women and men. Our tennis courts, hockey field, and softball field have been joined by a baseball field in Norristown, a state-of-the-art lighted turf lacrosse and soccer field at Plymouth White Marsh High School, a football stadium in Conshohocken, golfing privileges at White Marsh Valley Country Club for our golf team, and an off-campus workout facility for use during the winter months. In addition, remember that old gym in Fournier Hall? Well, it's been converted into a brand new fitness center, complete with a mezzanine and lounge space on a newly created second tier. I know some of you are back for the first time. If you have an opportunity to go down there and take a look, you will see what transformation looks like. Our athletes account for 1/3 of our entire undergraduate population, and they're among our best and brightest students who contribute in multiple ways to college life. You can thus be assured that the athletic program at Chestnut Hill is a vital aspect of the college experience. Our 2018 Athletic Hall of Fame induction class is comprised of Chestnut Hill College's PA-IAW championship teams. Chestnut Hill captured 14 championships in 20 years, spanning 3 decades and coached by one individual. This string of championships is unprecedented in Chestnut Hill's history. However, this celebration is so much more than recognizing your athletic accomplishments and the important role these teams played in our institution's athletic growth and development. Rather, it is about joining together to reminisce and share the stories of what made lacrosse so special at Chestnut Hill College. We are gathered this evening to celebrate relationships that were formed while being members of the Chestnut Hill women's lacrosse teams. Coach Kuklik observes accurately that, quote, "The college administrators from the earliest years through the present have always valued sports as an integral part of the educational experience," end quote. Indeed, this is true, for athletics is one of the true tests of character and one of the authentic witnesses to the power of unity, team play, and productive interdependence. It only seems appropriate to close with an insightful quote from Betty Buckley's introduction to her book on athletics at Chestnut Hill College. Quote, "Sports have always played a vital role in the overall curriculum at Chestnut Hill College and have involved, in one way or another, nearly everyone in the college. Players, spectators, frustrated faculty members interrupted by puffing students arriving late from gym class, and administrators watching a wet-haired, bedraggled senior who an hour ago had finally passed the swim test step forward for her diploma. But most important was the pride in winning teams, the excitement of faculty-student games, and that was even more fun when the sisters were in habit, the fun in working and playing together," end quote. To all of you here this evening who have worn the Chestnut Hill College uniform and represented us on the lacrosse field, I say thank you. Thank you for your dedication, commitment, discipline, and passion. You are unforgettable characters in the story of the college, and we salute you this evening for your most memorable achievements. Indeed, you made history, and not everyone can say that. God bless you.
I don't think the next presenter needs much of an introduction. I can go on talking about Janice and her accomplishments and her Hall of Fame inductions, but the most important title she had for you was that of head coach, Janice Kuklik.
Thank Come on! Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jeez. Oh boy, thank you. This has been such a great day, and I don't know who ordered this weather, but that's what sort of put the icing, Tara did, icing on the cake, but it's a great day and a great day for this wonderful celebration for some wonderful, wonderful people. And I am so, so happy to see all of you again. It's just really been, I'm going to be sitting in my rocking chair thinking about this for a long time. I really have enjoyed it. And first off, I'd like to thank the athletic department, Lynn Tubman and Kimmy and Greg, and the Institutional Advancement for putting this together. They planted this seed probably, maybe 2 years ago, and they've just, watered it, and it's grown and grown, and we've had this wonderful celebration for a wonderful group of people. And I'd like for you to thank them as well for it was a lot of hard work. And I want to congratulate you on this very well-deserved honor. And I know a lot of you, and almost everyone that I talked to sort of joked when you opened up the little paper, and you go, I'm in the Hall of Fame, And a lot of the husbands or boyfriends or kids, they go, get out of town, Mom, you're going in the Hall of Fame? Because I think we picture, maybe some people that have accomplished maybe, scoring 1,000 points, or goalkeepers that have done these diving saves, or people with big muscles and can lift and run out of sight in a week or whatever. That could be you guys. I mean, there's a couple of you that could have done that, but this is a team, a very important Hall of Fame, because it is a measure of what we could do together. I want to just read, and you might have seen it up here, but I just want to read one of the comments that came in about someone who was very, very surprised to hear that she was being honored in the Hall of Fame. And she'll know who it is once I read this, but it just was very typical of the reactions that I have. But it said, "I have to tell you that I am honored, humbled, and embarrassed by this. It means a hell of a lot to me, because it is something that I would have always wanted to attain, but there's no way I could have ever attained it on my own. I am not an athlete. I am short, fat, and slow. Every other honor or award that I have ever received, I felt I earned through my effort, sweat, tenacity, and skill. Essentially, I thought I merited the recognition, but not this. I alone, through my efforts alone, would never be considered an athlete or athletic. And I certainly would not, by my own merit, be considered worthy enough to be on the short list for an athletic Hall of Fame, let alone be an inductee. I am on the list because of my team. The team collectively achieved some great things. We had some great players. I wish I had been as fast as Diane Wasilek or Lori Pittenger, been as good at body checking as Bonnie Pugh, or had some of the other girls' stick work. But I was not and never would be. But somehow I played every game, every year. So it means the most to me, because I could never have done it without them. So this is an honor to the team effort that's what you're being recognized here tonight for. And it's well-deserved, and a testament to your exceptional character and commitment to the college and athletics collectively as a team. Collectively as a team, you have made an important contribution to the development and success of Chestnut Hill College athletics. And collectively, you managed to mesh beginner players and those with skill, and produce championship teams. And that is Hall of Fame material. And you all speak of how great it was to play here. Well, let me tell you, it was equally great for me. I thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly, enjoyed every moment out on the field with you. You were inspiring to me, and I had just so much fun watching you as players and also as young women. So I'd like to right now, I wrote a little poem, I do that sometimes. Well, I made a little poem, and I'm hoping that I think I included a lot of the things that happened to us or whatever, so my little poem hopefully will bring some things to memory for you. Anyway, we are all gathered here to celebrate on April 13th, this memorable date, for an induction of teams spanning some 20 years with 14 championships, bringing much excitement and cheers. Chestnut Hill College Women's Lacrosse. Okay, 2, 3, I'm at a Abu Dhabi. Okay, proved to the conference just who was the boss. The PAIAW was a newly formed league comprised of many of our local colleagues. Eastern, Bryn Mawr, Textile, and Beaver were some of the teams that fell to our cleaver. Many on the team came with their skills and proved pretty impressive when completing their drills, but others never even heard of the sport and gave it a try, often wanting to abort. V at the top and cradle the ball, wrap ear to ear, yet out it would fall. But together as a team, you proved you could do what everyone else in the league wanted to. So I thought we'd take a walk down memory lane, just a few remembrances to joggle the brain. Remember it starting in January, right after the break? We certainly weren't bothered by the cold and snowflakes. Out in the parking lot, we ran through our drills, losing many a ball to those huge snowy hills. Or in the old gym, remember those walls so close? Making it quite dangerous with those short and long throws. Working in shuttles with catch, cradle, throw. Yoop-de-doo. Okay. And I'm sorry. Let me go back. I was out in the wind and it blew my pages. Working in shuttles with catch, cradle, throw, and I know you won't forget the famous give and go. Marking and dodging and checking and sprinting, looking much improved since the very beginning. There were blisters, sprained ankles, smashed knuckles, shin splints, injuries that would make the less dedicated wince. But you kept chipping away at it day after day. Nothing seemed to stop you. You kept plugging away. When the weather finally cleared, we were out on the field. That's when all indoor work was finally congealed. Stay out of the crease, get the ball on the draw, stand on the whistle, and bend to pick up the ball. Players on the field marking man to man, pass, catch, pivot, shoot. That was the plan. And I'm sure that you recall that some of your plays were picture perfect in every way. With possession of the ball right off the draw, then pass, shoot, how I was in awe. Perhaps those runs around campus, those many, many miles, up and down the hills, helped to win the trials. And the goalkeepers, you certainly proved yourself brave to stand in that cage. Many a goal you did save. And when you needed a break, remember old Thud, the wooden goalkeeper that looked like a stud? And remember those early uniforms? How could you forget? Brown and gold were the colors. We sure looked a threat. With polyester tops and kilts plain or plaid, when we changed to red and white, so many were glad. And remember travel to away games? That was no treat. Half a team stuffed in a car, not smelling so sweet. Then happily the brown van became our primary wheels, all seated together with our cafeteria-packed meals. Some other quick memories to throw in as well, and a few funny stories I'd like to tell, like the time Lori Arellano shot and scored a great goal at the wrong cage, and Barb Mason's skirt came off as she ran down the field in a rage. Like the Sanford weekend marathons, which helped us get ready, and we usually returned very tired and sweaty. And that was the place when Melnick's helmet got stuck in the net. That was a day I'd never quite forget. And Marie Bailey's man-to-man defense against Eastern's top scorer gave us just one more reason why we just adored her. And then there was Father Casey and Flyer in those early days, always a presence bringing good luck and good cheers. There were homemade pennies and shrinky dinks and end-of-season gatherings with much food and drink. Weenies and peanuts and little chickadees were words often used most affectionately. As a coach, I was privileged to teach and watch you develop. When I look at you now, I just smile and swell up. To see you again after so many years gives me such pleasure, it brings me to tears. How you have grown and what you've achieved from your times on the field, it is hard to believe. Hopefully you've taken with you some lessons from play, like never give up and believe in yourself every day. You proved as a team that together you could succeed. Your hard work and dedication paid off, you'd agree. This Chestnut Hill College and this wonderful game brought you all here today to this Hall of Fame. So lastly, remember our end of game cheer when we'd put sticks together and yell loud and clear. Thank you to the team and officials as well, and most loudly we'd yell, way to go, Chestnut Hill. Remember? Well, try it one more time. So lastly, remember our end of game cheer when we put our sticks together, remember? Thank you. We'd put our sticks together and yell loud and clear, thank you. Wait a minute. Thank you to the team and officials as well. And most loudly, we'd yell, way to go, Chestnut Hill!